Hi guys, this is going to be my first impressions unsponsored review of the Lectric XP Lite. Just got it a few hours ago, just got back from my first ride, about, I don't know, 4 or 5 miles. All right, the first thing you notice about it is that the paint job is just excellent. It's a great paint job. Also, the overall fit and finish is very good. The brakes don't squeak, and the pedals are nice, you know, they're metal pedals. They don't feel flimsy when you step on them. One thing I will say is the seat's awful. It looks like it has a perennial cutout here, but that's really just for decoration. It feels like a lot of other cheap seats where it's kind of rounded up in the middle and hits you right in the gooch. Not comfortable for more than about 15 minutes. They really should do something about that, and it doesn't have to cost a ton of money. The aftermarket seat that I put on my Sailnovo is this popular one from Amazon. It was like $20 or $25, and it's really good. It's a lot better. So there's, you know, no excuse for that seat. One bad thing I did notice regarding fit and finish is your battery charging port here. You can see there's paint all over it here, and there's paint around the edges of the jack there, which means that they didn't allow the paint to dry all the way before they put this battery charge port plug in. Now I looked in there and I didn't see any paint in the actual contacts, so not a huge deal, but it does show that they were rushing a little bit. I don't know if they could, you know, maybe have some kind of system for heat drying the paint or something, but another thing that I don't like a lot about it is people complain about the key on the bottom. That didn't really bother me, but what does bother me is that normally the cable is routed right in front of that key port. You have to push this out of the way in order to get the key in, and you kind of have to feel around a little bit to get it in there. You can't see which way the slot goes. So, you know, they should fix the cable routing a little bit, maybe adjust this ring so that it holds it off to one side a little bit more so that it doesn't block the key port. Not a huge deal, but that's just a little bit annoying. And then another thing about this key port is they kind of copied that location from their original XP bikes, but those bikes had fenders. So with this bike, when you ride through puddles, it's going to be spraying, you know, mud and water up there. And I don't know, it just doesn't seem like a good idea to me. Okay. The cable routing, yeah, it's okay. This it's got like some cheap plastic thing wrapped around it, and it does the job, so it's not a huge complaint, but it seems like they could have done something a little better here. A little better than this, a little better than zip ties. Another thing I noticed, this is fixable, and the cable routing thing is fixable too. But coming over to the other side here, look at this chain tension. I can barely move it at all. It's like super tight. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to loosen that up here if I can. Oh yeah, there's a chain adjuster here, a tension adjuster here. So we'll see about loosening an axle nut here and then loosen that up just a little bit. There should be a little bit of sag here. I shouldn't have to push it against it like that. If you don't fix that, your chain's gonna stretch prematurely. The brakes, they don't screech like my Haybike Ranger brakes are over there. They're awful. They're just like ear-splitting screeching. The rest of the bike is just awesome, but man, those brakes, they just sound awful. Just like ear-splitting. And the pedals, I touched on this a little bit before, but the pedals are great. They're metal, and they're Wellgo brand. They have these little, I don't know if you can see it, but they've got these little studs on them, so you grab your shoes pretty well. If you compare those to the folding plastic pedals on my Sailnovo or my Haybike Ranger, they're a lot better. Yep, so that's all I have for now. Overall, good first impression. I guess one other thing that I should mention is that the gearing, it's only got one gear, as you probably know if you're looking at this, but it's a tall gear. On the next class up of bike, which is a class 3 bike that'll go 25, 26 miles an hour, it has a 7-speed transmission. And the single speed on this one is equivalent to probably the 6th speed on that one. So you have a single speed and you don't have a low gear. And what that means is if you're doing a lot of hill climbing, you're going to be using a lot of juice out of your battery because it's geared so high. So that's just something to keep in mind. And the power assist levels, keep on my my little note sheet here, right there by my thumb. That's what they are. That's in miles per hour. They're pretty well selected. So first is just barely faster than walking. Second is a comfortable slow cadence. Third is a comfortable medium cadence. Fourth is getting towards the fast end of comfortable. And 5, you're either pumping your legs off or you're ghost pedaling. So there's my first impressions. I'll check back in after a couple hundred miles. Thanks for watching.